Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We are back again with another video. This time, what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen, is something a little different. It has been brought to my attention that Bishop T.D. Jakes is going around YouTube, that's right, filing false DMCA claims. Basically what that means is he's striking channels with copyrights that are false. Now, if you're a YouTuber, do not panic. Don't even be alarmed. What I am suggesting, ladies and gentlemen, is for all YouTubers to come together, right? We can all come together and we can file a class action lawsuit against Bishop T.D. Jakes Ministries, and we can all be compensated if you have been affected by his abuse of the DMCA claim. Right? Okay. Now, the other day, I believe it was Storm Monroe did a video and he couldn't believe that T.D. Jakes filed a DMCA claim against him. And interestingly enough, it's not surprising to me, to be honest with you. I'm not really surprised because at the end of the day, this is what these churches do. They do stuff like this because they really want to control you. They want to shut you down. They want to harass you, make life difficult, because this is what the church really have always been doing: controlling people, manipulating people, keeping people in bondage. And one of the ways they do that, especially on social media, is to abuse the copyright system by accusing you of infringing on them. Now, I'm going to try to do my best, right, to educate the community about these situations and how we need to go about this moving forward. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to content creators. Y'all got to listen to me. Content creators, right? We need to come together. I don't know how we're going to do this, but if you've been affected by T.D. Jakes filing, hear me now, filing a false copyright claim, you can receive compensation. That's right. So we're going to learn about that right now. I want you to understand that. And I also want all of the handlers of T.D. Jakes to pay attention, because you're dealing with a very serious issue. And I want all of the content creators on social media to spread this video, spread it around. I want all victims. I want everybody that's a victim that have received a copyright strike from T.D. Jakes, from you doing a reaction video. I'm talking about you're offering news reporting, commentary, criticism, parodies, whatever the case is, and you use video clips of his sermons, of him speaking, and you were harassed with these false claims. I want you to come into these comment sections. I want you to make videos and talk about it. I want you to share this video. We have to all come together as a community so that we can literally deal with these type of demonic activity that is within the space. Because one thing we're not going to tolerate is an entity trying to silence us from speaking. Whether you disagree with us, it doesn't matter. As a ministry, you should be focusing on saving the lost, not worrying about what people saying online. Do you understand me? And one thing I've learned over the years, because this is nothing new to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid of copyright strikes. I'm not afraid of none of that stuff, because we welcome that over here. Because T.D. Jakes have a lot of money to lose. And that's what I want to teach you in this particular broadcast. Now, I'm going to try to take my time. let's jump right into this thing. So again, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, just in case you're now tuning in, I've seen one other person get a copyright strike, but I don't know exactly who that was because somebody sent me a video, and when I clicked on the video, it says copyright strike from TD Jakes something ministries or whatever the case is when you click on it, which mean whoever that was, I don't know who it was. I would have to ask the person who sent the video, but somebody had received a copyright strike. Now, as content creators, do not be alarmed by copyright strikes, right? As long as your video falls under fair use, if you receive the copyright strike, those videos can be restored via a counter notification. And we're going to explain all of that as we go. What I'm really trying to focus on, ladies and gentlemen, is not necessarily of us getting our videos restored, but to punish Bishop TD Jakes' ministry by suing them. Do you understand my point? Because if we can all sue him together, if they could just get lawsuits left and right, we'll be able to take down their entire ministry, like literally. So I want you to use this opportunity. Don't be dismayed. Don't be like fearful. There's more of us than them, and we're within legal rights. And I'm going to show you all of this stuff right now so that we can all be on the same page. So now, understand, ladies and gentlemen, I've been on YouTube since 2006. I've been receiving more copyright strikes than possibly anybody on YouTube. And within every last one of those copyright claims, they were all false, and they were all sent to me from ministries because they didn't like the fact that I was talking about them. They didn't like the fact that I was exposing the dark secrets and the hypocrisy and their false teaching and lies. Now, in the case of TD Jakes, his attempt is to silence you. His attempt is to harass you with these claims as a way of bullying you into subjection. In other words, he don't like something you said. He don't like the attention. And if you're a channel that have a lot of traffic, you got a lot of views, he's definitely not going to like you because you are an influencer and you're able to reach a lot of people. So now a YouTube channel called Storm Monroe, as you can see right here, he had a video titled TD Power Bottom Jakes Strike My Channel. Now, I watched the video. I came in there kind of like in the, somewhere around the, I'm not sure at what point, but I came around into the video when I think he was taking calls, and one particular woman called in, and I know she was talking about me. She was saying there's a guy that's on YouTube and he been exposing these preachers since way, way back. She was talking about me. She ain't mentioned my name, but just by the pure fact of how she's talking, I know she's talking about me because I pretty much was the only one exposing these preachers way back in the early days of YouTube. Now, that being said, let's jump right into the information so I can show you exactly what's going on. When TD Snakes and his team, right, decides to file these copyright claims or whatever the case is, I want to show you exactly what they're doing. This is something that I want you to see. I'm gonna put a couple of things on the screen for you to understand. This right here is the forms, right? This is parts of the forms, right, that you would have to fill out. Now, if you look at this one that I'm moving on the screen right here, right, it says video requests for removal. Remember that not all copyrighted content is eligible for removal. Some videos are protected by fair use and similar laws. Now, in the case of Storm Monroe, his videos fell under fair use. All of us content creators that been here for a while, following the rules, grown our platforms, we pretty much know the rules. You know what I mean? We try to do what we got to do to stay within guidelines. We try to do our best to stay out of hot water. And one thing us content creators know is that when we're doing reaction videos or we're talking about a story or any sort of details, we understand fair use enough to know that we're within rights. So when we get these copyright claims, we already know they're bogus. We already know that. Now, before TD Jakes is able to file these claims, it clearly says, based on this particular form, that, you know, remember, not all copyrighted content is eligible for removal. Some videos are protected by fair use and similar laws. So my question to TD Jakes Ministries is, why, when you guys issue these false copyright claims, you don't read what this says? Why you're not reading? And see, this is why, if you have been a victim, see, this is why I created the Surviving TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar series of videos that I'm working on right now. I had to stop the series because I wanted to make this particular video here, which also coincides with what's going on here in terms of surviving TD Jakes, because this is actually abuse, and we got to focus on this. This is what you call abuse that is coming from the church. This is not coming from the world. This is Christian abuse coming from a pastor that cannot stand the fact that people are talking about him. So how did he deal with it? He abused the law. And it's going to cost you a lot of money, Mr. Jakes. So let's get back down to the nitty gritty here. Let me see what we can find. Hold on. Okay. So right here, it says legal agreements. Now, these are documents. This stuff right here can get you in a lot of hot water, a lot of trouble. So it says, it has 3 check boxes here. It says, let's read from the top. It says, I have good faith belief that the use of the material in the manner complained of is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agent, or the law. So once you check that box, and I'm talking to the agents of Bishop TD Jakes Ministries, when you check that box, you're in a binding agreement. You're literally certifying that what you're saying is under oath and can be used against you. And if you lie, that's called perjury, which means if any of us content creators decide to sue you, we're going to get an easy bag off your ministries. Do you understand that? So this is why I'm calling for, listen, all content creators, the large platforms down to the small platforms, we got to all come together. We get an attorney and we can file a class action lawsuit against TD Jakes Ministries. So not only will he have the nightmare of the allegations that are against him, but he will also have class action lawsuits coming his way. Do you understand me? Now, let's get back to this because we got to get down to business, y'all. So we know that if you check box 1, you literally saying, I have a good faith belief that the use of the material in the manner complained of is not authorized by the copyright owner, its agents, or the law. Number 2, it says the information in this notification is accurate and under penalty of perjury. So TD Jakes Ministry is literally saying that even under the penalty of perjury, that they're literally signing, saying, hey, this person is infringing my copyright. That's what they're saying. So if they file a copyright claim against you and it's bogus, they just committed perjury, because your video, if it's a reactionary video, news reporting, scholarship, right? Guess what they're doing? They're misleading people. And this is something that we cannot tolerate, ladies and gentlemen. It's something that is very, very serious. Hold on 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. My apologies. Had to go take care of some business at the door. Now, where we at? Okay. Getting back to the case here, it says the information in this notification is accurate. So if TD Jakes is filing a DMCA claim, right? Let me make sure my volume is good. Everything is good. Okay, everything is good. All right. Now, it's saying that the information in this notification is accurate and under penalty of perjury, I am the owner or an agent authorized to act on behalf of the owner of an exclusive right that is allegedly infringed. So when TD Jakes Ministry files a bogus DMCA claim against you, right, they're literally signing their soul away. And this becomes a legal binding contract. All you content creators, listen, all of you content creators that have received DMCA claims from TD Jakes Ministries, you can get a bag off of them. You can sue them. It's very, very easy. Do you understand me? Listen, you can get an easy bag. If we can all come together, we can make noise about this. We can get the newspapers. We can get the media in on this. Before you know it, the news, CNN, everybody is saying that TD Jakes Ministries is being sued by various social media influencers. We have to sound the alarm, people. Now, number 3, it says, I understand that abuse of this tool, such as submitting removal requests for content I do not own, may result in termination of my YouTube account. Did you know that Bishop TD Jakes Ministries can have their entire YouTube channel terminated for abusing the DMCA form? You're not supposed to do that. And they can have their entire channel removed. Very, very serious charges, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very serious charges. But this is something a lot of people don't understand. I noticed that my light in the background is down. Let me see if I could go get my stuff fixed. Let me see. Hold on a second. Ringo gets off of his chair. Set up my light right here. See where it is now? Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Now, getting back to the claims here. It says, I understand that abuse of this tool, but that's exactly what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. If you receive, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you received a DMCA claim from TD Jakes Ministry, that's abuse. It's one thing if you mirrored a complete video of theirs that's a product that's on their website and you re-uploaded it to YouTube, right? And you didn't add no commentary, no criticism, no news report, and no nothing, right? Then under those circumstances, being that the video is not on YouTube, it's a product, they're trying to do business, and you're literally pirating the video, that would be a copyright infringement. The videos that people are sharing and talking about was streamed or uploaded to YouTube on TD Jakes' platform, as well as various other places. But the point is, it's on the platform. And as YouTubers, you have rights to use video clips under fair use. Everybody knows this. This is not anything new to us. We all know this is so. So there's no illegal infringement on our behalf from using any sort of video clips from TD Jakes. So if you have received a copyright notice from his ministries, that is unacceptable, it's abuse, and it's illegal. And he can be sued for a substantial amount of money. And it's something that we all must come together within the community so that we can literally put an end to TD Jakes Ministry. And it can only be done if we come together, right? Now, what I'm trying to do is teach you the legalities and the understanding of your rights, ladies and gentlemen. It says right here, make sure your signature contains your full legal name, which is usually your first and last name, as stated on a government-issued ID. YouTube won't be able to process your request without this information. So somebody from TD Jakes Ministry had to sign on his behalf. So now, here's the thing. Not only will you be able to sue TD Jakes Ministry, but also the person whose signature just came on that form. That's right. The person who filed that, now they can be sued as well. Because what they're doing is they're in their emotions. They're being emotionally led, which means they don't even have proof that you infringed anything. They're just going off the fact that you got the video clips in your video. So they're trying to do things to sabotage your voice, to censor you, to stop you from making progress. This is what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they're doing. So now, let's see what else we got. On this form here, it says copyright owner. It says contact information is a required element of a valid copyright takedown notification. Your physical address and phone number will remain confidential unless requested as part of a lawsuit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do you see what's happening here? What I'm trying to show you, ladies and gentlemen, is the legalities. What I'm trying to show you is what a lot of these ministries have been trying to do with me. They know who I am. Trust and believe that. A lot of them know who I am, but some of them, they just don't really know the legalities, and they'll try you to test you. What I'm trying to show you is this particular ministry right here. We need to make an example of this ministry. We really need to make an example of TD Jakes' ministry by having a full class action lawsuit against him for literally violating the law concerning fair use. We got to really do that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it says contact information is required element of a valid copyright takedown notification, which means they got to put in all of their information, right? It goes on, it says your physical address and phone number will remain confidential. It'll remain confidential. YouTube will keep it confidential unless requested as part of a lawsuit. What you must understand, ladies and gentlemen, is when you receive a DMCA takedown notice, right? And they take down your video, because that's how YouTube is. They'll take down your video because YouTube is not going to get involved. They'll just take it down because according to them, they really believe that said party is serious and they're assuming that, hey, you did infringe. But this is all being handled by the courts, all right? Now, they just said unless requested as part of a lawsuit, which means YouTube will give over the personal information, number one, of the person who made the takedown notice, as well as TD Jakes Ministries, right? And it says, if YouTube is required to share any information, we will notify you before doing so. Now, notice why they will be required, because your attorney will request all that info. Do you understand me, ladies and gentlemen? And not only your attorney, you can do that as well, because if you are suing them, you can request from YouTube that you are filing a lawsuit and they got to give up that information. That's right. Now think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Before TD Jakes Ministries filed these takedown notice, this information is right in front of their faces, but they don't care, because this is how the Christian religion is, and this is how these false pastors are. They don't follow God, and they don't have no integrity. Do you understand my point? I've dealt with enough of these charlatans over the years to know their MO. That's why I'm making this video, so you can understand the legalities. Don't ever be alarmed by a copyright strike. You understand? Always understand your rights as a content creator. Now, it goes on and it says, keep in mind that copyright takedown requests may also be sent by a legal representative, but they'll have to submit the takedown requests from their own account. Are you seeing this? Listen to what it says. It says, keep in mind that copyright takedown requests may also be sent by a legal representative, but they'll have to submit the takedown request from their own account. Very important to understand. Now it says affected party, only the copyright owner or an authorized representative can submit a copyright removal request. Now, what a lot of these charlatans do, these snake oil salesmen, is they'll just fill out these information because their hope is to take down the video. They just want to silence you in hopes that you just go away and be fearful. We're not going to do that, because all it's going to do is make me come back stronger. And I believe that's one of the reasons why back in the day, when these charlatans would use the DMCA claim as a source of harassment, it just made me come back harder. And I just kept on making more videos and more videos, because I understand the law and I understand the system, right? But now let's go into a couple of things so that we can understand more information. Let me bring this into the video here. What are copyright exceptions? It says copyright exceptions are laws that allow you to reuse someone else's copyright protected material without getting their permission, but only under certain circumstances. Now, being that TD Jakes is in the business of media, they supposed to know the laws governing fair use. But they don't care because, once again, these are bullies with a lot of money. Now, it says in the US, the most widely known copyright exception is fair use. When deciding whether a use is fair, courts look at 4 factors: the purpose and character of the use, the nature of the copyrighted work, the amount and substantiality of the portion used in relation to the copyrighted work as a whole, and the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyright work. Now, that last little portion right there, I got to make you understand it in context, right? Let's say, for example, I produced a movie and I have it on Blu-ray. And what happens is someone downloads my video onto their computer, right? I have it on sale in stores. I'm trying to earn a profit. And they put my video on YouTube. And they're reviewing my entire film from beginning to end while it's playing with the volume. You see in the video, it's crystal clear. It's in full HD resolution. And it's almost like piracy because you're able to watch the whole film. They're claiming that they're using it under fair use, but are they? Are they really using it? And is it affecting sales for my profits, being that it's in stores and I'm trying to earn a profit from my work? So when it comes to fair use, you have to know exactly what you can or can't do. Now, TD Jake's videos in terms of ministry that is published on YouTube, especially if he goes live, it's not even registered with the Library of Congress. So there really is no copyright to begin with. There's no docket number. There's nothing there. So for him to even file these claims, it's bogus to begin with. Do you understand me? So I wanted you to understand that little portion when it says that, copyrighted work as a whole and the effect of the use upon the potential market for or value of the copyright work. That means that if I have a video, is it being affected? Is my profits being affected? Is it affecting the market in terms of, whatever contracts I may have with other agencies and so on and so forth? Are we losing money because you have the video on YouTube? Stuff like that. It goes on and it says some activities that may qualify as fair use includes criticism, commentary, and news reporting. Fair use aims to promote freedom of expression. This is something that all content creators on YouTube are supposed to know if you are a creator. Now, it goes on and it says, in some civil law countries, including many in the EU, more limited exceptions are recognized where the reuse must fall within specific categories instead of having factors that are weighed. The categories set out in Article 17 of the EU Digital Single Market Copyright Directive are quotations, criticism, review, parody, and pastiche. These words have their usual meanings in everyday language, but are also enacted into law by each member state and interpreted by both national court and the Court of Justice of the European Union. It's also important to consider the context of the use and the purpose of such copyright exceptions, one of which is the balance creators' freedom of expression and rights holders' copyrights. So they're pretty much telling you how it is in European Union, also in Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into various other things. I want to focus mainly on what's going on within the United States. Now, let me drag something else into the video so that we can understand more about these exceptions. Let's see. Most countries in the world have signed an international treaty known as the Berne Convention, which allows reuse in specific categories, including for quotation and news reporting. Fair use can be seen in the news media every single day, where they'll use clips of a show, a movie, whatever the case is, even YouTube videos, and it's all under fair use. because they understand their rights. It goes on and it says, while there are some similarities regarding copyright exceptions across the globe, there are still considerable differences between the laws of each country. There's no one-size-fits-all answer as to whether a reuse falls within copyright exceptions, and the courts decide the applicability of such exceptions on a case-by-case basis. So what they're basically saying is that within every country and so forth, they have different laws that govern, what exceptions we have as YouTubers in terms of using copyrighted videos, motion pictures, and so forth. This is something that you must understand. I mean, even in my videos, when I go live and I'm using copyrighted motion pictures, I normally be doing stuff like this where I'll have my fair use document posted on the screen. Listen to this.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe the copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
If you notice that little section there, I'm not sure if my voice was on, but because I had shut my mic off for a split second. But what I was saying was, before I shut the mic off, is that I normally keep that in the beginning of my live streams when I know I'm using copywritten videos or even other YouTuber videos or any videos I may find online, in hopes to educate them about fair use. Because a lot of times people, they resort to false copyright claims just because they don't like the fact that you're using the video. You might be offering criticism. They don't like being criticized. So they use that as a form of retaliation. And it could be very costly. And most people just don't know this. So now it says at YouTube, our mission is to give everyone a voice and show them the world. Copyright exceptions play a key role in furthering this mission by supporting the free flow of ideas and creativity. Therefore, if it says, therefore, we ask rights holders to consider the applicability of copyright exceptions before they submit copyright removal requests. We believe this would strike a balance between respecting the copyright of rights holders and creators' freedom of expression that may be protected by copyright exceptions. Now notice, and this is found on YouTube, by the way. This particular document is found on YouTube. And these people who do these takedown notices, they don't read none of this. They just abuse the system. YouTube is clearly trying to tell these people, listen, remember the rights of the rights and the freedoms of the people, especially in the United States, because we have freedom of expression and these rights are protected. So when TD Jakes abuse these rights by filing these false takedown notice, he should be liable for damages. And we need to file a class action lawsuit against Bishop TD Jakes Ministries and any of his representatives that abuse the system. We really do. Now, let's look at some more. It says, in addition, we build products and empower creators to access, create, and share information like never before. We've created an audio library for you to discover high quality music and so forth. I don't really need to read all of this extra stuff, but my point is, they have other things in there that helps us as creators to pretty much do our job in terms of creativity. Let me see what else I can bring into here. Let me see, what is this? Okay, let me bring this into the screen as well. If you enjoyed the stream, the video, I mean, please click the like button, fam. It goes a long way. Click that like button. So now, it says right here, let me do this real quick so that that image is not covering me. I want you to see my face as well. All right, it says, if your copyrighted protected work was posted on YouTube without your authorization, you can submit a copyright removal request to request that the content be removed. Submitting a copyright removal request is a legal process. So it is a legal process, but here's the problem. There are exceptions to fair use. So if you are going to do that, you need to make sure first that you contact an attorney. So TD Jakes Ministries would have to contact a copyright attorney and literally get the legalities before they even attempt that, because the attorney would tell them, do not do that. Do not file that takedown notice because you're liable to get sued for damages. So I need for content creators on YouTube to understand this so that we can all file a class action lawsuit against TD Jakes. Trust and believe, it will send a shockwave through the world. Influencers on social media gather together to file a class action lawsuit of abuse that the ministry is causing the people, not wanting them to voice their thoughts and opinions because they're terrified of public scrutiny. Just think about the amount of creators that may have received copyright takedown notices from TD Jakes Ministries, and you allow this to continue to go on and on and on. This is unacceptable behavior, fam. So it says preparing a copyright removal request. Before you submit a copyright removal request, you need to consider the following. Now, it's telling you what to do before you file this counter note, this so-called takedown notice. It says copyright exceptions. Consider whether fair use, fair dealings, or a similar copyright exception applies. We may ask you to confirm you've made this consideration. The content identified in your request, your removal request, won't be removed if you don't adequately respond, or if a copyright exception applies. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a channel and you do reaction videos, news reporting, teachings, celebrity gossip, whatever your channel is, and you have to use video clips, if you fall under that category, you're under fair use. You're protected. So for these big ministries to be using the DMCA claims to abuse you is unethical. Do you understand me? It's abuse, right? So that's pretty much that. I don't need to read any more from this, but let me read one more thing, and then we'll pretty much wrap up this particular broadcast. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this I found on a particular website, and I would like to read it so that we can get further information. It says, what are the penalties of false copyright infringement claims? So this is pretty much letting these ministries that file these false claims know what are the penalties of them doing this. Okay, let's read it. It says, what are the penalties of false copyright infringement claims, right? It says, in the United States, we have the luxury of being able to voice our viewpoints in a relatively unlimited fashion, even if those viewpoints are controversial, objectionable, right? Or even totally incorrect, which means even if we don't even speak the truth, even if it's unfavorable, even if they don't like it, it doesn't matter. In the United States, we have the luxury of doing this. Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen? We have the luxury and right to speak on issues. We have the right to critique other people. We have the right to do exposed videos, scholarship videos, teaching videos, parodies, comedy, you name it. We have the right to do it. So for these ministries to file these false claims against us, it's unacceptable behavior, and it should not be tolerated at all, ladies and gentlemen. It should not be tolerated. This is why I'm calling for content creators that may have been abused by these ministries to come together so we can file a class action lawsuit against TD Jakes Ministries. We must put an end to the abuse. We must put an end to it, right? And I take these matters very serious. So now it says that in the United States, we have the luxury of being able to voice our viewpoints in a relatively unlimited fashion, even if those viewpoints are controversial, objectionable, or even totally incorrect. The fair use doctrine allows creators to take portions of other people's work and adapt, criticize, parody, or add to them without the permission of the original creator. Do you see the law? Do you see the law? Right? As long as those uses meet a set of subjective requirements. Now, what are those subjective requirements? He just listed them. to criticize, parody, teaching, news reporting, you name it. And it goes on and it says, fair use doesn't even require that the original author is credited for his or her contributions, which mean I don't have to shout you out. I don't have to say, oh, you know, I got this particular video clip from TD Jakes Ministries, and let me put their link because I want to give them credit. I don't have to do none of that. It's a fair use, which means me doing a video with let's say Creflo Dollar Ministries, TD Jakes Ministries, whatever the case is, it's a fair use, which means it's a new creation. I've taken a portion of video clips and I've created an entirely new project. By me adding my commentary, my criticism, it's an entirely new work. So it's not their material, it's mine. You understand? Even though they may be the producer of the film or whatever it is that I'm critiquing, me making my own content under fair use creates an entirely new product. This is very, very serious for us to understand. So now it says it's often the case where someone will take author's original work without permission and reuse it in ways that the author hadn't intended it to or entirely objects to. Since it's so easy to send a copyright-related cease and desist letter or a DMCA takedown notice, it wouldn't be terribly difficult to stop some controversial reuse of your material or even punish that person for reusing your work in such an objectionable way, right? Even though it is a tempting way to get someone's work taken down or to cause someone problems, it is not legal. It is not legal. It is not legal. It is not legal. Do you understand me? It is not legal, ladies and gentlemen. But this is what they're doing. It says, even though it is tempting, even to get someone's work taken down or to cause someone problems, it is not legal, financially wise, or ethical for you to claim someone has infringed your copyright when this hasn't occurred. Do you understand? This is crazy. Because this is what they're doing. They're accusing you of something you didn't do, right? So now it goes on and it says, if you send a cease and desist letter to an infringer, there is a risk that the infringer may file a lawsuit in the infringer's jurisdiction, naming you as a defendant and seeking a declaratory judgment that your copyright is invalid. Do you see that? I'm giving you the legalities, people. I'm giving you the information. Let's get those likes up, fam. Let's get them likes up. Let's go. Let's get them up, right? It says that said party would literally get you in trouble for what you're doing. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy, but this is what's happening to people. So, defendant and seeking a declaratory judgment, your copyright is invalid. One recent court decision found that the sending of a cease and desist letter into the state was enough to subject the defendant to personal jurisdiction in that state, which means once they send you that DMCA claim, fam, they have subjected themselves to problems, to lawsuits. Do you understand me? Not only will they be up for judgment, but now the public scrutiny is going to come, the court of public opinion is going to come for them, and all of their greatest fears is going to come to pass. It says if you send a DMCA takedown notice that is both false and meant in bad faith, such as to harass or doesn't state a real claim, you have committed perjury. And this is what TD Jakes Ministry is committing when they send you false copyright claims. They're automatically committing perjury. Why? Because all of these videos are being taken down because they just don't like the fact that you're using a clip criticizing them. It's really their butt hurt. They're in their feelings and they cannot take the criticism. So they're trying to silence you. So now you need to be compensated for this kind of abuse, for lost wages. If your channel is monetized, you're losing ad revenue, you're losing your monetization, you know, because you have to wait 10 business days once you file a counter notification for your video to be restored. So in the process of that, you're losing monetization. Your audience may be losing out on your teachings because you're edifying the community. It's a big story. So you're losing on wages. So you must be compensated for all of your lost time. You must be compensated, right? So it says if you send a DMCA takedown notice that is both false and meant in bad faith, such as to harass or doesn't state a real claim, you have committed perjury. Though unlikely, if the party you sent the takedown notice to decided to pursue this in court, you could face all the consequences that your state imposes on people who lie in court. Boom! People, let's come together and file a class action lawsuit. All of you content creators that have been abused by TD Jakes Ministries, by any ministries, you need to file a lawsuit against them and sue them based on the jurisdiction in your state. Do you understand me? Very important information, people. Now, let's get back down to business. It says, if you sue someone for copyright infringement in an attempt to harass that person and you lose because there was no infringement, the attorney fees provisions may take effect and you may be forced to pay the other side's lawyer fees. Do you hear me? So to all you content creators, don't even worry about hiring the attorney or how much it's going to cost. TD Jakes is going to have to pay for that. TD Jakes is going to have to pay for your attorney fees. So yeah, you have to put up the money. You have to do all of that other stuff. But at the end of the day, TD Jakes is going to have to pay for that too. So ain't no worries. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? Real talk. So it goes on and it says, you don't have to be malicious to make a meritless accusation of copyright infringement. It's easier than you think for people who aren't copyright lawyers to look at an instance of copying and immediately assuming it's infringement, only for someone more knowledgeable to later determine its fair use. And this is the case with TD Jakes Ministries. They're just going off of their emotions, thinking you infringed. No, you never infringe when there are exceptions under fair use. So obviously TD Jakes, they know the law. They know what fair use is. They don't care because they're bullies. Do you understand me? They're trying to silence you, to censor you, to stop you from putting the truth out there. That's what their goal is. Now, it says, instance of copying and immediately assuming it's infringement, only for someone knowledgeable, more knowledgeable, to later determine its fair use. Even if you are knowledgeable, it's understandably difficult to fully and accurately analyze a situation when you feel as if you've been wronged by someone else unauthorized copying. If you feel that your copyright may have been infringed, before you take the drastic steps of accusing that person of copyright infringement, which may negatively affect everyone involved, feel free to contact New Media Rights via our contact form to find out whether you qualify for free or reduced legal fee legal service. We also offer competitive full fee legal services on a selective basis. For more information on the services we provide, click here. So my point is, ladies and gentlemen, for TD Jakes Ministries and any other ministries for that matter, to try to resort to using the DMCA system to file false copyright claims to take down your videos, alleging that you copyright or you infringed of their copyrights, All of those claims are false, especially if you are using those videos under fair use and you are doing commentary and criticism and news reporting. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can all get this bag this coming New Year's. We can all file lawsuits against TD Jakes Ministries. We can literally take him to the bank and get paid. That's all I'm trying to say throughout this particular broadcast. So if you are a content creator and you've been affected by TD Jakes Ministries in terms of you using videos, I use his video clips. Various other content creators use his video clips because we understand fair use. So if TD Jakes Ministries, if you're listening right now, be prepared for the lawsuits. Be prepared, because I'm warning the people, I'm letting them know, I'm putting the information out there. This entire video here is full of nothing but legal information. We're gonna get those lawyers and we're gonna come for you. And we have legal rights and we're gonna win. And you're gonna pay all of us content creators for any sort of damages that you cause. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. You are going to pay. You are going to pay. Because you have abused the people far enough. You have been robbing the church. You have been robbing the people. You've been misleading the people. You have been causing damage to the saints of the Most High. And now you're out here abusing influencers because you don't like the fact that they're talking about you. That is unacceptable, unethical. It is not right. Do you understand me? So, that being said, fam, we're going to get up on out of here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, understand your rights, understand fair use. It is something that you must understand. Again, for those of you that don't understand fair use, let me show you the fair use doctrine right here. It clearly says right here, let me see, let me make sure that the volume is off for the fair use doctrine. It says, federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder, which means you don't have to get permission from TD Jakes to use a video. It says this is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teachings, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need permission from anyone to use their videos by reacting to it, by sharing news, by using a clip here and there, by doing breakdown videos for educational purposes, to talk about a big story. A preacher may have said something in church. How are you gonna file a copyright claim when you said something in church and a YouTuber use a clip of you talking in church and they're reviewing what you said and you're gonna file a copyright claim? Fam, you deserve to be sued. You deserve to be sued. That's abuse. That's abuse. They're not doing it because you infringed. They're doing it because they're trying to silence you. They don't like the fact that you're critiquing them and they cannot stand it. And this is only going to cause more problems. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. To TD Jakes Ministries, let me talk to you because I'm pretty sure you probably know who I am. You probably know who I am, but let me talk to you. And to all your agents and representatives, don't waste your time filing false copyright claims. Do you understand me? Because all it's gonna do is cause me to make 1,000 videos more. Do you understand me? Because this is what I do. This is my livelihood. I'm in this business of social media and I have a large following and I'm very influential. Let me tell you what you're doing when you do this type of stuff. When you resort to filing DMCA claims, you know what you're saying, TD Jakes? You're guilty. You're proving everyone right, because why would you file a false DMCA claim when people are within rights under fair use to critique you? What you're saying is, I don't like what you're saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to erase it from the internet so other people don't hear it. Why? Because what you're trying to do is protect your ministries, because you don't want your followers to hear the truth from other creators. Ladies and gentlemen, let this video go viral. We need for you to let this video go viral. We need this video to get to 1 million views. We need this video to go all over social media. So every content creator, every influencer that is listening to this particular broadcast, if you've been affected by TD Jakes Ministries with a false copyright claim, when you are literally doing videos under fair use, and you are using these videos to educate, to do news reporting, to critique, criticize, whatever the case is. It doesn't matter if they don't like it. It doesn't matter if you said anything that's unfavorable. It doesn't matter. This is your right in the United States. Do you understand me? These are your rights. And they must respect those rights. And if they're abusing the system, they need to compensate you for the damages and everything that you had to endure. It is unethical to file a bogus copyright claim. And TD Jakes Ministries is guilty of that because, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, they filed one against Storm Monroe. They filed one against him. They filed one against various other YouTubers, and it needs to stop. Now, of course, all of these creators are going to get their videos back, but all you're doing to Bishop TD Jakes, all you're doing by doing that and resorting to that type of cowardly behavior is you're going to cause these channels to make more and more and more and more and more and more videos over and over. That's what they're going to do. Do you understand? All you're doing is admitting that you're guilty. All you're doing is showing the public that, yes, you did do it. Yes, you did do that. Yes, he definitely has something to hide. That's what you're doing. You're making the public look at you as guilty. And by me reporting this video right here, by me reporting this news right here about what you're doing, it's going to spread all over the place. And everybody going to know this. Share this video, people. Share it on Twitter, share it over there. Let everybody know what we're doing over here on Ringo TV Reactions. Let them know. Do not let this information just sit on this channel. Tell the world about what's going on. TD Jakes Ministries is going around YouTube flagging and striking channels with copyrights. That's what they're doing. A ministry that is supposed to represent Jesus. Now, is that the Jesus Christ-like thing to do? Abuse people, abuse the law, knowing that these Americans have rights. So according to Bishop Jakes, he don't believe that you should be critiquing him. He believes he's above reproach. He believes that nobody can criticize him. And if you do, oh, we're going to strike your channel. Ladies and gentlemen, don't fear what the devil will do. Do not fear what man can do unto you. Don't fear none of the tactics and wiles of the devil. You must understand that when it comes to this situation, TD Jakes is only scared of the truth. And that's what you have to understand. He is scared of the truth. He don't want the truth to be out there. And I need for you to make sure that this video gets spread. So ladies and gentlemen, if you like this particular broadcast, if you like this video and you would like to see more content like this, where I am very passionate, make sure you get those likes up. Let's get these likes to 10,000 likes, fam. Let's get this video to 1 million views. For far too long, a lot of you content creators been getting abused by churches, ministries. The abuse needs to end. The abuse must end. It must end. The abuse must end, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to end. Do you understand? We cannot allow this to continue going on and on, ladies and gentlemen. Too many lives have been hurt. Too many people have been victimized by the church. And make sure you watch my series on surviving TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar. Make sure you watch that video series because I'm going to keep on adding more parts to the series. There's so much information I got to share. So much information. And now that I know that TD Jakes is going around striking channels with copyrights, I'm turning the heat up even more. We're going to file those class action lawsuits. We're going to get paid off of his ministries. Warn the community. Spread the video. All the content creators, we have to come together. I don't know how we'll be able to come to the round table, but we have to come to the round table. We have to get attorneys. We have to get everything situated. And we need to go after Bishop Jakes and his ministries. If you received a copyright strike from Bishop TD Jakes Ministries, you have the right to receive compensation. Trust me, I gave you all the legalities. All you need is that attorney. This is an easy, cut, dry case. He's gonna have to settle. He's gonna have to settle right out of court. He's gonna have to settle. Because number one, let me break this thing down. Number one, when Bishop Jakes and his representatives file a DMCA claim, number one, they don't even have a legal copyright. They don't even have a copyright, number one. There's no docket number registered with the Library of Congress. There's none. This is something you must understand. Number two, They did it in bad faith. They know what the law is. They know you're within rights. They just don't think you know. Because again, just like pastors and preachers capitalize off of your ignorance of the Bible, they do the same thing with the laws of the land. This is why it's easy for preachers to manipulate people, because they know you don't read the book. So they know if you don't read the Bible, you don't know the law. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't know the Bible and you don't know that, they can fleece the flock. They can mislead you. So if you don't even know the laws of the land governing copyrights and fair use, they can get over on you. So if they strike your channel with a copyright, you'll be like, wow, you know what? I ain't gonna talk about that pastor no more because they gave me a copyright. Some of you don't even know that you have rights to file a counter notice. If this happened to you, make sure you file a counter notice. You know what I mean? Make sure you file a counter notice. If you don't understand how this thing works, you file a counter notice claim. You have to make sure that you put in the document that your video is under fair use for teaching, parody, criticism, scholarship, edifying the community. And you let you write down a brief rationale about what your situation is, what the video is about. And it's very simple and it's very easy. Your video will be restored, because what's happening is this. Let me explain how this thing works. This is why it's so dangerous for these ministries to do what they did. When Bishop Jakes filed a copyright notice, what he's essentially saying is that he already have a court order against you, which he don't. So what YouTube is going to do is YouTube is going to send him a notification saying, hey, you got 10 business days to provide us a court order that says said party is infringing your copyright. They don't have that, nor will they be able to get that within 10 business days. So the video is going to be restored. Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. If we can get enough of you content creators to do what I'm saying, TD Jakes' YouTube channel will be terminated. Within YouTube's guidelines regarding the abuse of the DMCA, there's a clause in there somewhere which states something along the lines of that if you repeatedly send out these false DMCA claims abusing YouTubers with this kind of harassment, right? YouTube will terminate their account. So if you're a channel and you've been affected by TD Jakes sending out bogus copyright claims, once your video get restored, send YouTube a message via the chat box and let them know that TD Jakes Ministries is abusing various content creators with false DMCA claims, that you're not the only one. And let them know they need to look into this, because this channel is filing these bogus claims, literally abusing the creative process on YouTube, which is affecting not only content creators from expressing themselves creatively, which is YouTube's goal, but it's also affecting the community and the viewers who come to YouTube to consume said content, which is affecting the bottom line of YouTube. So make sure you always let YouTube know this, that once your videos get restored, because it will, right? Let them know that this particular ministries and their channel, give them the channel name, let them know that your video was restored after bogus copyright claims was filed against you. And let them know that there's another channel. You got to let YouTube know this so that it's all documented. And if we have more people coming forward, YouTube is going to execute judgment on their YouTube channel and literally delete it. YouTube don't care if you got 2 million subscribers, 10 million subscribers. They'll delete your channel. They don't care. If you ain't following those rules, they're going to pack you up. You know what I mean? That's one thing I can say. YouTube do not discriminate when it comes to who you are. They will pack you up. They don't care if you have 100 million subscribers. If you disobey those rules, you in trouble. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you right now with this particular situation. I'm going to get back to my content. I just hope that this lesson here helped out content creators as well as viewers understand the rights and the legalities that we have. Do not be afraid of these wolves in sheep's clothing. They have no power whatsoever. They have no power. Do you understand me, ladies and gentlemen? So that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate everybody rocking with me. It is what it is. Ringo TV Reactions. We out of here, fam. Catch you in the next video. Peace. We out.
If you like our content, Consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.